Last time we spoke about how asking questions to someone in the Bible doesn't work the same way it does in our 21st century Western cultural world. In the cultural world of Jesus, questions were challenges to a person's honor. They were seen as attacks. And Jesus often responds to these attacks in culturally suitable ways, by dodging and counterattacking with an insult or insulting question. The story of the greedy young man and Jesus, found in Mark chapter 10, verses 17 to 31, presents a rare, non-hostile question given to Jesus. The questioner in this instance is a young Israelite male who, before asking, takes precautions to show Jesus and the public watching that he is not being hostile. In fact, he goes out of his way to show that he is not a hostile questioner, unlike the Pharisees back in verse 2. Theirs was a negative honor challenge, an attack meant to humiliate Jesus and destroy his public reputation. But in contrast to his enemies, this young man does not attack Jesus. Instead, he kneels down, signifying his lower social position compared to Jesus, the holy man. This is something else because later we learn this is a rich young man, a man who is actually socially higher than a Galilean peasant. Jesus, despite his holy man shamanic status, was a poor Galilean villager. The young man compliments Jesus. However, compliments are tricky in the cultural world of the Gospels.
A compliment is a positive honor challenge. Now, you have to know that you've been challenged, and you have to know by how much. And you now have a couple of options. If you don't respond, we know you're a coward. And if the public is watching, you just lost face. You could decide, I've been challenged by that much, and you could respond in equal measure. Now the playing field is level again, and we can go on with our conversation. Or you might decide to one-up me. Now I gotta know that I've been challenged. So positive challenges come in the form of gifts and compliments.
The young man's greeting "Good Master," although certainly not an attack, is still a positive honor challenge. And the Middle Eastern Jesus must respond to this cultural challenge in kind, and he does so.
You call somebody on the telephone and you get this long string of compliments. And you have to respond in kind. And I have a very dear friend in Bay Jala. He will call me up in the morning and he will say things like, Dick, the sun did not rise this morning till I heard your voice. I mean, to an American that sounds corny as the dickens. You know, and he gives me 3 or 4 of these. Well, I've got to come back with 3 or 4 of these, or the conversation can't proceed in a proper fashion.
But also the compliment signals aggression. Compliments in this culture imply that the complimented person has tried to rise above other people to their detriment. You see, there is no such thing as upward mobility in Jesus' social world. In fact, in his society, whenever somebody gets ahead, everyone else is considered to have fallen behind. Life is a zero-sum game in the world of Jesus. To go from starving Galilean peasant nothing person to shamanic holy man, folk healer, teaching wisdom is a bizarre advancement that must be explained. Also notice how the young man pays Jesus the compliment very publicly and without taking any proper precaution. This could be interpreted in Jesus' culture as envy, revealing the evil eye. One can frequently suspect that the questioner envies the named qualities in the other person and secretly wishes these beneficial qualities destroyed. That is how envy works in the cultural world of the Bible. So, forced by cultural rules, Jesus must deflect and knock down the aggressive accusation from the inexperienced young man. He does this by denying any special quality of the sort that might give offense to others. Theologians love to make a big deal out of Jesus' response, but there's nothing theological or Christological to be found in it. It's just interpersonal dynamics and proper honor-shame cultural humility. In the biblical world, whenever an honorable person gets challenged, he pushes away the challenge and diffuses any accusation that might fuel the position of his enemies. Again, the younger, more inexperienced Middle Eastern male does not intend to negatively challenge Jesus, and Jesus serves back a counter-question that diffuses any problems and envy. No one is good but God alone. Next time, we will explore Jesus' own challenge to the young man and the sad response that terminates the exchange.